Hey friends, so today I want to talk about the real reason I bought my first doTERRA kit. Some of you have heard me tell pieces of this story before, but here's the part that always surprises people. It wasn't about me, it was my husband. In the span of about 2 years, this poor guy had had a rotator cuff surgery, carpal tunnel surgery, a hip replacement, and a knee replacement. 2 years, 4 surgeries. If you know anyone who's been through even one of those, you know what that kind of pain and recovery can do to a person and to the person taking care of them. I didn't know a single thing about essential oils at that point. My daughter had been using doTERRA with her family for about a year before she ever hosted a class. And when she finally did, I went. Not because I was looking for anything, just because she invited me. And the wellness advocate who was teaching the class was talking about Deep Blue, the soothing blend people use for sore, achy muscles and joints, and frankincense right alongside it. And I remember thinking, well, if this could help him even a little bit, I'm all in. So that's it. That's the real story. I didn't buy my kit for some glowing wellness transformation. I bought it because I was watching someone I love be in pain, and I wanted to do something. Here's the thing. My husband played basketball and softball for years, decades even, and if I'm being real, that's where a lot of those joint problems started. And I used to run marathons. Those days are behind us both now. He's not out there playing pickup games, and I traded marathon training for lifting weights at the gym. No current problems from all that running, for the record. But Deep Blue still finds its way into our week. The regular aches that come with having lived pretty full, pretty active lives. We didn't have it during those 4 surgeries. That was already behind us by the time we found it. But it's been on our house ever since. Now here's where I want to push back on something. If you've heard of Deep Blue at all, you've probably seen it marketed toward athletes, runners, gym people, the after a hard workout crowd. And sure, it's great for that. But that framing left out people like my husband and left out people like me. Deep Blue isn't just for athletes. It's for anybody dealing with the regular aches that come from surgery, from gardening, from a long day on your feet, from just getting older and having a body that talks back sometimes. I'll be honest with you. I don't have some big dramatic pain story of my own, but I do have days after a lifting session at the gym, or a long day on my feet, or even a long drive, when I reach for Deep Blue and it helps ease that mild discomfort. That's the real everyday use case, not elite athlete recovery, just life. Let's talk about what's actually in it, because I think when you understand the why, it makes so much more sense than just being told, it works, trust me. Deep Blue is a blend of 8 oils: wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, ylang-ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. I'm not going to turn this into a chemistry lecture, I promise. But here's the simple version. Wintergreen and camphor are the classic muscle rub oils. If you've ever used any kind of soothing topical rub in your life, that family of ingredient is probably in it. Peppermint is what gives you that cooling tingle the second it touches your skin. And blue tansy, this is a fun one, is actually what gives Deep Blue its deep blue color. The rest, the ylang-ylang, helichrysum, blue chamomile, and osmanthus, round the whole thing out. It's not one magic ingredient doing all the work. It's 8 oils working together. Okay, now let's shift gears, because this week isn't just about Deep Blue. It's about keeping moving and staying protected, which is why I want to talk about sun care. Here's a question I want you to sit with for a second. Do you think all sunscreen is basically the same, So you might as well grab whatever is cheapest at the store. I used to think that too, if I'm honest. But once you actually look at what's in a lot of drugstore sunscreens versus a mineral one, it's not the same thing at all. Most conventional sunscreens are chemical sunscreens. They absorb into your skin and absorb UV rays. Mineral sunscreens, like what I use, work differently. They sit on top of your skin and physically block and reflect the rays instead. doTERRA's sun care line uses non-nano zinc oxide, which means it's not tiny enough to be absorbed into your skin. It just does its job on the surface. And it's formulated without oxybenzone, parabens, or phthalates, which are things you'll find in a lot of the cheap stuff. Here's why that matters to me personally. I love using sun care myself, but honestly, I love it even more for my grandkids. Their skin is so tender, and when they're in my pool all season, I need something that's not only non-toxic, but that actually works. And here's the thing, they don't get a sunburn playing in my pool. That's not nothing when you've got grandkids in the pool for hours. And I love that it's reef safe, because when I'm on vacation and I get to go snorkeling, which, if you know me, you know I will not pass up. The folks running the snorkeling excursions actually insist on reef-safe sunscreen before they'll let you in the water. So it's not optional out there. I love that I'm already covered with what I use on dry land too. So that's this week's theme. Keep moving, stay protected. Use deep blue for the aches that come from living an active life, whatever that looks like for you. And use a sunscreen that's actually doing what you think it's doing, so you can keep doing the things that you love outside. Pool days, snorkeling, chasing grandkids, whatever your version of that looks like. If you want to keep the conversation going, my next SourdōTERRA class is this Wednesday, July 15th at 5 p.m. It's actually sourdough and gut health, not deep blue or sun care, but I'm always happy to talk about any of it in person. Speaking of classes, Fridays was full and such a good time. Thank you to everyone who came out. Send me a message if you want the details on Wednesday. That's it for this week, friends. Go stay active, stay protected, and I'll see you next time. A P.S. If you have a deep blue or sun care story of your own, drop it in the comments. I love hearing what actually works for people, not just what the marketing says.